Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. If people can start coming in, we'd like to get started. We really appreciate everybody's time. And what a great day. Boy, the weather's beautiful. A little cold this morning, but now the weather's great. So, good afternoon. I'm Patrick Clancy. I am the president and CEO of Philadelphia Works. Philadelphia Works is the city's workforce development board. That's the entity in the city that gets all the federal and state job training money to help individuals who are trying to make a transition back to work. So today we're excited to announce a brand new opportunity for customers in our city, particularly our 16 to 24-year-olds that are really having a difficult time transitioning back to work. So today we're here to announce something really exciting and something innovative that we've been working with the mayor's office and various other departments to really unveil a $2.1 million investment in youth, of which $600,000 of that will help at least 2,000 young people work longer this summer through the Summer Work Ready program. So for the seniors, anybody graduating high school this year? If you're graduating high school, you're graduating earlier. It's June the 5th. Typically, we don't see graduation for a little later in June, which is why we invested more money so that there's not long of a lull between summer and work. We believe that work experiences are very critical to organizations and to people, because this is where you begin to find out what you really want to do. And there's been no one more passionate about this subject, about getting people back to work, than our mayor. So what I would like to do is turn it over to Mayor Jim Kenney, who will talk a little bit more about this investment, and then I will be bringing up others to kind of give you more highlights. And you're going to hear from two amazing young people today who are going to talk a little bit about their programs. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you very much, and thank you, Pat, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy that we're here today to announce Philadelphia Works' multi-million-dollar investment in our city's youth. As the city's workforce development board, Philadelphia Works is an essential in our efforts to create safer communities, as well as educate our young people so that they can gain the skills they need to actually enter the workforce. Collaboration is necessary to address the challenges that our city faces, and Philadelphia Works serves as a positive example of how we work better together. It devastates me every time I hear about some of the unsafe conditions in our communities, but the investments we make today in our city and the strategies we develop will help bring meaningful resources and opportunities to our future leaders that are our children. In fact, our Office of Criminal Justice and Public Safety, led by Vanessa Garrett Harley, who is here today, and our Office of Workforce Development, have goals, strategies, and initiatives already in place. The Philadelphia Roadmap to Safer Communities is our multi-pronged strategy to create safer neighborhoods while engaging residents and meeting the specific needs of each community. We also have to remember that unsafe neighborhoods often stem from a lack of opportunities, and that's why the Office of Workforce Development's plan, Fueling Philadelphia's Talent Engine, focuses on connecting youth and young adults to education, paid training, employment opportunities, and high-quality community-based programs that promote health and social wellness. Together, we can ensure that our children have access to education and safe and productive environments that will prepare them for the future. I want to take a moment to acknowledge Pat Clancy, you've heard from, President and CEO of Philadelphia Works, Vanessa Garrett Harley of the Office of Criminal Justice and Public Safety, Sheila Ireland of the Office of Workforce Development, and all the service providers and employers whose support and dedication to this work continues to open up doors to opportunities for our young people. And thank you to all the young people here, young adults and their families who are brave and fearless enough to grab hold of these opportunities when they have a chance. Thank you all for your commitment to helping us create a safer and more prosperous city, and I look forward to our continued partnership. I honestly believe that we can dig our way out of poverty and dig our way out of violence if people are gainfully employed. If you get up every day and go to a job that you really love and make enough money to take care of your family and your commitments and responsibilities, people don't have time to be on the corner hustling and doing the stuff we don't want them to do that puts them in harm's way. So I want to thank everybody for our development. We can't do this alone. We have to do it with everyone. We have to work together and trust each other and reach out to each other willingly and make sure we have a better life for our communities and for our kids. So congratulations to everyone involved. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do want to point out two amazing, I'm fortunate to have two amazing board members who were able to kind of juggle their schedules and make it out today. So John Lasky from Temple University. Thank you, John. And of course, everybody's favorite Citizen Bank guy. I have to tell you, I had the chance to go down to the game yesterday and see Dan Fitzpatrick win the Philly Fanatic. So really just wanted to say thank you to Dan, because Dan also, not only is he an amazing board member, but he oversees all our youth investments. Dan is extremely passionate about this work. He chairs our youth subcommittee. So we just can't thank him enough for all the hard work all our workforce board members do that are appointed by the mayor. Amazing work. So now I would like to introduce you Vanessa Garrett Harley, who will talk a little bit about what this investment means for our communities.
So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting me today. We are very excited about this investment and what it has the potential to do for our young people here in the city this summer. We all know that we have been seeing a surge in shootings and homicides in the city, and we're very concerned about the violence. We have undertaken a plan called the Philadelphia Roadmap for Safer Communities, in which we look at it from a public health approach, and we're trying to address all of the root causes of the plan. So in addition to the law enforcement aspects that will have to be present in any violence prevention plan, we're really looking at how do you overlay those social services and give the communities what they need. Violence has a resounding effect on not just the victim of a shooting or a homicide, but also their families and their communities as well. So much so that it's left many of our communities kind of almost in despair. What is the opposite of despair? Opportunity. And so these jobs allow some opportunity for a targeted piece of our population. Our population in the plan, based on the data that we've seen for both the victims and the perpetrators, which mirror themselves, are young men and boys of color, ages 16 to 34. The fact that this opportunity here today will be able to give extended job opportunities and job readiness skills to young people ages 16 to 24 will be a great help in terms of being able to infuse some more money in the community, give young people something constructive to do with their time. We know what idle time can possibly do, and also help us as we try to build on one of the most important components of the roadmap, in addition to the police strategy, Operation Pinpoint, is a huge amount of collaborative work with the Office of Workforce Development. How do we develop these strategies to get children and young people work ready and actually get them some employment? How do we work with our educational system to get that ready? And this is particularly important when we know that we have thousands of young people in this city who are disconnected to employment and or education. And this is a huge step towards helping to make that better. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. I would like now to welcome up Sheila Ireland, who is the Executive Director of the Office of Workforce Development and one of my favorite colleagues to work with.
Pat and I get into trouble all the time. So, good afternoon. As economic development efforts in our city continue to expand, so does our responsibility to ensure those advancements benefit all residents. Our commitment to the future of Philadelphia depends upon our ability to prepare the youth of the city to compete for jobs, not just today, but in the future as well. In 2018, the administration released Fueling Philadelphia's Talent Engine, a comprehensive citywide workforce development strategy created in partnership with Philadelphia Works and other major stakeholders across the city, representing the nonprofit, education, workforce, labor, and private sectors. The Office of Workforce Development was established to both drive and support the public-private partnerships essential to achieving the ambitious goals of this strategy. We play the role of convener, coordinator, and champion, and we align education and workforce systems with employers' talents needs. But mainly we rely on the power of partnership to create career pathways that benefit all Philadelphians. Today's announcement by Philadelphia's Works is a critical investment in this strategy. Philadelphia's young adults represent a powerful force for driving positive growth and prosperity across our city. Yet 14.4% of Philadelphians 16 to 24 are neither in school nor working. Those young men and women represent a social and economic opportunity Many of them are eager to further their education, gain work experience, and help their communities. These young people need and deserve the chance to prepare for, connect to, and succeed in career pathways that will allow them to take themselves as far as their talent and ambitions will allow. I applaud Philadelphia Works for making this investment in the youth of our city. Every dollar that we invest in youth in our city is the manifestation of our hopes for the future. Hope is the belief that our tomorrows can be better than it is today, and it's rooted in possibility. It powers our vision of the roles we must play in bringing about an end to poverty and unemployment, and it amplifies our efforts. The leaders in this room, Pat Clancy, Mayor Kinney, Vanessa Garrett-Hartley, David Irizarry, I could go on and on and on. These people have a firm belief in the potential of youth in the city, and more importantly, they understand the power of the intersection of hope and opportunity. There is no hope without opportunity, and with this investment, Philadelphia Works has funded opportunity for youth in this city. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. What I'd like to introduce now is really the stars of the show, right? These are two young people that are going to come up and talk a little bit about their experiences. Our first one is Syneal Hinton from Pond.
How y'all doing? Good afternoon. I want to introduce myself today as Buddha. And the reason why I'm introducing myself today as Buddha is because I think it's real important for y'all to know who I am. And I think it's important for y'all to know where I come from to see how far I've came. So I consider myself a work in progress. I say a work in progress because when I was younger, I was troubled. Like I was in and out of placements. I had several advocates, and I had one specific bad advocate. That was my first advocate, and I just felt as though it was just a job to him. Like he couldn't really relate to me. Like he didn't really understand where I was coming from, so that made me shy away from my other advocates. So in and out of placement, I finally come home from placement around 18. Y'all know how it is, back into the streets. Sometimes you do run into the same wall. So I had my daughter around like 19. You heard something like when you have kids can tend to like change your life. That is true, but have any of y'all in here like have kids but then had like the money to take care of them kids? So like I became like real desperate, and I'd do any and everything to try to feed my daughter. So that landed me back in jail. I was back in jail. So I had to start learning off my mistakes because I couldn't keep putting my daughter's well-being on the line like that. Like if I get locked up or if I get killed, that's going to affect my daughter the most. And she's a daddy's girl. I mean, so I had a little cousin. My little cousin. He joined Power Corp. I used to see him go to work and come from work every day. Every day, go to work, come from work every day. So now it's starting to seem like people is moving past me. Like I'm stuck in this one spot, people moving past me. So I started asking him about the program. So he's telling me about Power Corp. He's telling me it's a work development program. So I wasn't really sure at first because like I told y'all, when I was younger, I did a lot of programs and everything. So I didn't really believe in this program. So I finally joined the program. So when I joined the program, like the type of work Power Corp provides, it wasn't like the type of work I could see myself doing as a career, but it was an opportunity, and that's all I wanted because I was so eager to get out the streets. All I wanted was an opportunity. So I joined Power Corp, get the opportunity. My crew, now I'm talking about the people I came to work with every day. We was all in the same position. We all come from different places, but we all had that one mindset was to get out the street and do better. So that kept me coming to work every day. Not the work, the people kept me coming to work every day. So I did that around for like 6 months. After 6 months, I got promoted as assistant crew leader. So now I'm in charge of a crew, 6 to 10. Now I'm in charge of a crew. I look at it like my first like real job because Now I'm supervising people. So now they coming to me and they calling me Mr. Sinell or Mr. Hinton. So it's like, I could get used to this. So it's like, so I start liking it. So me being able to like help them and go out to find resources just to be able to come back and help my crew, I just love that part. So one day I had a conversation with one of the workforce about Miss Mary, and it's probably like a 2-hour conversation. Her main focus was just like, what you want to be, like what you want to do. So I told her I never knew what I wanted to be growing up. I never knew that. I always knew what I was good at. And the things I was doing at the time, like the younger generation gravitated to me because the bad influence I did. But me joining Power Corp, and like I said, me wearing like ties, I'm starting to wear ties and shoes to work, that gave them motivation to join Power Corp. So now I know that my daughter not the only one looking at me, it's people in my neighborhood looking at me too. So I start networking. Networking was the most rewarding but most difficult thing for me because where I come from, we don't talk to people we don't know. Like if I don't know you, I don't feel comfortable conversating with you because that's where I come from. So I say it's rewarding because I met great people and more opportunities came to me. I got over at the Office of Violence Prevention. I get over at the Office of Violence Prevention, I see professionals that look like me. Again, where I come from, we don't like to see other people do better than us. If you do better than me, I don't like that. That's just the environment that's the environment I come from. So me going to the Office of Violence Prevention and me seeing black professionals that's so eager and engaged in my future, so it's like I tell them my story where I come from, just like I'm telling y'all. I tell them my story, my past, and what I'm trying to do. This is where I come from. He put me through all this. When I say him, I say God put me through all these experiences, all them trials, tribulations, them programs. So I used to always ask, like, what was it? Like, what's your plan for me? This is me talking to God. Like, what is your plan for me? Because I heard, like, what goes around comes around. Mind you, I got friends who got football numbers for things we was just getting away with probably weeks before. I got little cousins who got killed for doing the same stuff I was doing. So I asked, like, what do you got planned for me? Kind of found out, all right, this week got planned for me. He put me through all these experiences to help somebody else that's going through the same thing I went through. So back to the Office of Violence Prevention Network, and they got me down at PAN, the Philadelphia Anti-Drug, Anti-Violence Network. We work with at-risk youth. At-risk is 14 to 25 who bound to get killed or be killed. The odds are already against us. They saying we bound to kill or be killed by the age of 25. I'm 25, so I'm still at risk. So I did what I had to do, networking. All right, this is what I want to be. I feel as though I could work with advocacy because I've been through what these kids going through. I know what they're going through. And when I was younger growing up, it probably would have took a simple conversation for my advocate to sit me down. Man, what's the problem? For him to figure out what's going on with me. So I just want to be there. I just want to be that help because I've been through what they're going through and I know I can help them. There's somebody out here that can help these kids. And back to the Office of Violence Prevention, there's a program, like people come and like try to like do a grant for programs and about at risk. People come in for these programs, but I don't see no at-risk people with them. But like people want to come up with these programs for these at-risk kids, but not involved in the at-risk kids. Like it's just like a program for y'all. It's not a program for the at-risk. That's who we're doing it for. So I just feel as though we should get them more involved in what we're trying to do. And the advice I got for y'all is just, a year ago, I was locked up stressing about my daughter. A year now, I'm in the mayor's receptionist room, this is what it's called. A year later, I'm in the mayor's reception room telling y'all my story. So I'm no different from nobody in here. My situation probably no better, no greater than anybody in here. If it took me a year, 1 year, I wasn't getting paid that much. I ain't even know, like I said, when I joined Power Corp, I just joined for opportunity. I ain't know where I was going, but I know nothing bad coming out of doing something good. So it was like, I'm gonna stay on this track. I stayed on that track. Now, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name's Sanil Hinton. I'm a youth partner advocate working with kids 14 to 25 that came through the same struggles I came from, and I know I'll be able to help them through that. Thank you.
Wow, what an amazing speech. Thank you for sharing your life with us and really showing the essence of why this investment is so important, right? We have to make these dollars work well, and that's why we're excited that this is what we're going to be doing, is putting more money into the communities, more money into younger people, even though 25, I don't know, but you look good. But now I'd like to bring up the second speaker, Aaron Falk. Aaron is from the Guild. So I think Aaron wants to bring up his... Are you good, buddy? Okay. All right, you'll be fine.
All right. Yeah, how y'all doing? Good afternoon. My name is Aaron Falk. I'm from Southwest. First of all,
My name Francisco Gomez.
My bad.
Go ahead, talk.
All right. And I just want first I want to say I would never ever thought I would be up here, especially talking next to the mayor. Never thought this, not me personally. I just wanted to say, like, these programs, though, that they's giving us, like, we need, I ain't gonna lie, me personally, I need these, John, like, because I got a daughter, and it's like, every time I go out and go look for a job, it's like, I'll find a job, but it's like, I gotta come across a lot of dead-end jobs. I'm not really making nothing, then I'm struggling to where I already was at. And it's like, when I called Brother Dewan that day, after I seen what he had put on Instagram, I really respected what he was doing after I already knew him. And I was already in the cohort before. I'm just like, yo, he's still out here motivating young people like me to out here go and do something with themselves. So I called him one day. I'm like, you know, Brother Dewan, I respect what you're doing. Like, I really like what you're doing. And he wound up asking me, like, he's like, yo, what you doing? He's like, what you out there doing with yourself? Whole time, I'm really just scrambling. Like, I'm just scrambling looking for a job. I'm just trying to hurry up and get some money before my daughter get here. Like, that was my whole goal. Like, so once he called me, he's like, man, what you doing? I'm like, man, I'm out here looking for jobs. Like, it's kind of hard out here. He's like, man, come on down, man. I got you. Like, you already know. Come down to the building. Come holler at me. I'm like, all right. I went down there to holler at him. You know, he gave me a job, gave me a second chance. Like, I'm going to say second chance in life. Because, like, I could have been doing anything during that time. Like, but I said, you know what? I'm going to go out and I'm going to do it the right way. Instead of me going left, I'm going to go right. I'm going to go and struggle and go get a job. I don't care if I got to get 20 jobs before I get through that 21st job to get it. Like, I'm like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. So me doing that, wound up coming across Brother Dewan again, like, you know, and he wound up, you know, hooking me up with a job. And now, like I said, just a couple months ago, I was just scrambling, running around, like, trying to do anything. But now, like I said, now I'm sitting in here in front of y'all guys, in front of the mayor. Like, this is crazy. I'm all nervous. I don't even know what to say for real, for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a blessing. My name is Francisco, and I lost my dad from cancer, like, when I was 13, turning 14, I was going into 9th grade. So I really never had a father figure, you know, to mold me and get me through life as a man. So I remember, like, turning 19, I was going through the wrong path, and I caught a lot of cases. I was on the run for like 5 years straight, with just in the streets, no jobs, no nothing. I was tired. I went through some stuff. I got shot at. I've been stabbed. I've been through a lot of stuff. So I always told myself, when I turn myself in and I come home, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna try. So I came home on house arrest. My PO, Thompson, Talia Thompson, she gave me a chance. She said, look, if I'm gonna give you this program, you're gonna do it. I was real cocky and arrogant. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I don't need that little bit of money. But I really did need it because I got a baby on the way right now, a baby girl. She comes July 30th. So I ended up meeting Juan and Will from the Guild program. And he was basically like, he became a mentor and like a father. Like, he gave me real good knowledge in the short time that we got, because I never had that. So I appreciate Will, the Guild program, the mayor, everybody for giving us this opportunity, and all the other opportunities that y'all got, all the open doors, I'm willing to walk through them and take them, and I'm ready. Just thank you for having us here.
Wow, two more amazing speakers. Thank you, gentlemen. I really appreciate it. Now I would like to welcome up Dan Fitzpatrick, who's going to join me for any questions you may have about the program or about how we find this valuable investment so critical to what we're trying to achieve in the city. We know we're all sort of stuck in this poverty rate that sort of just, mesmerizes us and all the services we offer. But, today's a great day, just the beginning of hopefully more investments, but also more clarity around the value of getting younger people engaged in work and what that really means. I was fortunate growing up in South Philly. My first job was at McDonald's, everybody's first job. No, they didn't let me cook, so I cleaned the bathroom, but, you learn from that. So I don't know if Mr. Fitzpatrick has anything to add. Your first job was where?
Paperboy.
Paperboy.
Inquire paperboy, and then busboy. So we all started out in the food industry. But hey, the one thing I do want to add very quickly, and Pat, thanks, because just a real tribute to Mayor Kenny and his dedication to what's going on here. Only because I'm going to tell you, I've been active in education workforce development around the city for 15 years, but we've never gotten these results until Jim Kenny provided the vision and the intensity around this and the appointees. Sheila Ireland, we worked together at West Philly Skills Initiative, and getting what Sheila did and led in West Philadelphia and University City, critical to take that citywide, appointing Pat here, my good buddy Pat Clancy, really made a difference, because what we're doing is innovating workforce development so that it's real where the jobs are. The other thing that goes along with this that Mayor Kenny's leading on is where are we making investments in the city? Things like the Port of Philadelphia, where the mayor rallies Governor Wolf to make those kind of investments. The port is growing with great family-sustaining wages and beyond really good wages. And then we can produce, with the innovation of the workforce development system, create training programs so everybody can get these really good-paying jobs, make it available. But that starts with the economic development. And then you think of what Sheila Ireland's doing out in West Philadelphia, the life science industries, nursing, research assistants, all those jobs, they take training, though. And so all these programs are being driven to where are the jobs going to be 5, 10, 20 years from now, not where were they 40 years ago. And again, that's a tribute to Mayor Kenny and his administration on leading in the right direction and then putting the resources there and then innovating so that it works. But again, it all starts with these wonderful stories by the young people about taking advantage of the programs, changing your lives, and just being terrific. So this is really great. But again, it's been terrific leadership. And it allows us in the business community to invest knowing our resources are going to help real young people get real jobs with real good wages. And that's what this is all about.
Thank you. So, any questions? Yes. So this was money for what they call TANF Youth Development money. So this was money that we invest in programs throughout the year, and sometimes programs don't always fully expend what they need. So we did a quick check-in to see if there's a way we can move money around to make these services available. It is money we get each year. No, it does not. Now, this is excess. So the state gave us some additional funds earlier in the year, and this is sort of part of that extra that came down. Yes. Yeah, so it'll be connected. So this will help at least 2,000 young people start 2 weeks earlier. But overall, throughout the entire Summer Work Ready program, which is run by the Philadelphia Youth Network, we'll probably see anywhere between 9,000 and 10,000 young people throughout the city working. Citizens Bank and other corporations also put a lot of money into summer experiences. I think we believe that's one part of a bigger strategy for us. No, 2,000 people can start earlier. We don't have enough money for everybody, all 10,000 to start earlier. This money helps at least 2,000 young people to start earlier. So instead of it being a 8-week program, it is now a 10-week program. Yeah, just for the, because I guess we weren't realistic that the when we start planning this, we start way ahead of time. We didn't realize that the school district was letting out graduating early. So typically, we would have a little bit more time, but with such a big lag, we thought if we could find some additional resources, let's not let that sort of time go empty, but it's really the capacity of some of our organizations that take on the young people, how we can do that as quickly as we can. And we found out at least 2,000 available slots will be there. But they will continue. It's not just for 2 weeks, by the way. Yes. So people, there is an information sheet that talks about all the organizations that we have. And then those organizations will explain the program to young people. We also have an 800 number for people to call if they're not sure which program best suits them. All that information is on our website at philaworks.org. But there should be staff in the, where's all my staff? Raise your hands, come on. There's a lot of staff here that can also assist you as well. Yes. Yes. Yeah, so we're trying to make as many connections as we can. School district is a major partner for us. Yeah, we actually are fortunate to have a member of the school district on our board, Philadelphia Works Board, who's in charge of the career and technical education, which we believe, through all the work that Citizens Bank kind of lets us look at as far as what's growing, the technical jobs are growing, the manufacturing jobs. Yeah. Yeah. We are very much connected. Yes.
Sounds like one of our committee meetings. There are all the issues we discuss. How do we get this right? But yeah, Michelle Armstrong does a terrific job of bringing that into the meeting and how we can adjust.
No, it'll be ongoing. Yeah. Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather. What's up, big guy? How you been? Doing good? I know, this-
But it is good. Yeah, it is. As you know, you've heard me say it 100 times, we're in such a different place now. I can't say it's the focus.